stay behind, but side by side in true equality. So sing a song for women everywhere. Let it ring around the world and never, never cease. So sing a song for women everywhere. Equality, development and peace. Women can't be silent when all around the world people hurt and hungry children cry. We'll sing out loud for justice and development and hold the rights of other people high. So sing a song for women everywhere. Let it ring around the world and never, never cease. So sing a song for women everywhere. Equality, development and peace. Women now are working to build a better world where the love of peace can rest on every shore. Where men lay down their weapons and learn to love and share, and people work to bring an end to war. So sing a song for women everywhere. Let it ring around the world and never, never cease. So sing a song for women everywhere. Equality, development and peace. So sing a song for women everywhere. Let it ring around the world and never, never cease. So sing a song for women everywhere. Equality, development and peace.
Onpassive, the future of internet.
Stop going there.
Karma's a bitch.
Hello, everyone, and happy MLM Monday. Today is the day for watching all of your favorite anti-MLM creators. So make sure that after you watch me, you go and check some other content out. Especially my friend, the recovering Hunbot, who also covers Onpassive. Did you enjoy the song at the beginning? Joe says, I don't want to sing a song. That one makes me not want to sing. Jelly was pretty upset by it. Please keep all these women and babies out of the scam, right? But that's who they're preying on. And Albs is here, says in it to scam it. Hello, Sam. Good to see you. So today we are singing a song for women everywhere. Chris wanted to know if Marty wore a dress and a flowered hat. I think that would have made this a lot more interesting than it was. But over the weekend, on Saturday, Marty and Chris did a live stream in which they were celebrating woman. Because, of course, Marty doesn't know grammar. I don't know what woman they were celebrating, but I guess we're going to find out today. Asian Shillbot says, women who say nay are hotter. So, there you go. I think we should just get right into it. We're going a little early today because this is about an hour long, and I want to make sure that I can finish it at least at the same time that I finish my other ones.
Hello, everyone. It is the 8th of June, and as you can see, we got some powerful women of Onpassive. I'm very intimidated, so I'm going to be careful.
I don't know why, but like that was weird. Also, do you guys remember when they were doing all those speeches about how just because they're doing a video or a stream in like Africa, it doesn't mean that it's only going to be people from Africa there? Well, I guess celebrating the women, which it should have been women, Marty, E-N at the end, not A-N, of Onpassive, we need to have Marty and Chris there. I think a lot of you were turned off by that, because a lot of the comments that I got about this stream over the last couple days, since a lot of you guys watched it, was it was really weird having two men kind of like run the meeting that was for women. And I guess they're the ones celebrating women. I don't know if that makes it better or not, but I see what you're saying. But I feel like maybe they were doing those speeches for this moment. That was supposed to make it so that we were fine with them being here.
What I'm going to kind of do what the theme might be, but the women can talk about whatever they want. I know that for me personally, when I started this journey 5.5 years ago, and the company has evolved from one business that we really never did into this magnificent company that has spread across the world. And the power of the company, yes, we're going to have the best technology. Yes, we're going to have AI. Yes, I believe we're going to do very, very well financially. But the power that I saw and what made a big impact in my life are the people. And every day I meet new people on Onpassive, and I'm just astonished of the talent, what they know, what they do for other people, and the heart of Onpassive and the giving. You wonder why. I tell some people they don't get it. They don't understand. They don't get what we have. It's because
you can't say this is not a trip, Sam.
Some people they have 20/20 vision here, but not
on
here.
Vacation.
And the people on Passive have 20/20 vision here. It's not putting anybody down, but that's what I've seen. But the evolve of the company was one thing, but people evolving. I've met everybody here in a short amount of time. I know some of them very long time, and I've seen when I first met them to now, and the growth of people to me is, I love that. I've worked with people all my life, and I've seen where people are real quiet, they don't want to talk, to actually training and doing webinars and all that. I mean, I'll do real quick. Robin Noble, I've known for 3 or 4 years. She speaks almost every language we go to. It really makes me look like an idiot, but
she doesn't speak French very well, I'm just saying.
She's a wonderful lady. And Angie
is somebody who spoke like fluent French, which I do not, by the way. And I did French immersion in public school and everything. Like they would hear her speak French and they would be like, she doesn't know it very well, okay?
Young lady, first met her. She was in Germany, and I listened to her. I saw all the work she was doing at Translate. I was amazed. Ash absolutely loves her. And backing her up, she has her mother. And her mother stuck with her the whole time. Francine, I haven't known that long. I wish I did, but we'll know each other even as time goes on. But she came up in a French African webinar and blew me away. And it was so funny. I got off. I called Chris and said, Chris, that lady goes, oh, Francine? Yep, right away we knew. So I said, I'd love to get her on the live with us. And everyone here knows Corinne. I always called her the peacemaker. We should send her overseas and stop these wars because I think she could.
Oh, Lord. What the... All right, whatever. Moving on.
Just always talking nice. I've never heard her say a negative word. And I've never heard anybody...
I guess because that's what the issue is. The war is caused because people just keep being darn rude.
Talk about her. She's unbelievable. She's been a big inspiration to me. I don't think there's negativity in her.
It's so strange. Like, Marty has such a juvenile view of the world. You know what I mean? Like, the way that he talks about how he thinks problems can be solved in our world. Like, you could just go over there and be nice and then mediate and stop the wars. I think they've already tried that, Marty.
I don't think there's one bone.
A little more complicated than that, you know?
It's negative. Gladys, Same thing. That's why it's women of Onpassive. They all have this thing in common. They have this thing in common of wanting to.
I didn't see that. But I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because they really are pushing people to have YouTube channels now. And it's kind of like, yeah, because maybe they know that that's really the only way you're getting paid in this thing is if you're making AdSense off YouTube for these types of webinars. Ash isn't fucking paying anyone. Still no commissions. I didn't even know she had one. We absolutely need to go there to Robin's. Yeah, see if she gets upset at you not putting Onpassive in capital letters. You know? That's how you know he's a scammer, right?
Help people, and they're like motherly in the Onpassive world. So, and
Okay.
Gladys is amazing. I've known her a long time now. I don't even know how long, but she's always got a kind word. She's always helping other people, and that's what I love about Onpassive. I believe it's okay to put your hand down and lift people up, but some people not only lift them up but put them above themselves, and that's pretty awesome. So I'm going to turn it over to my secretary. I'm just kidding. I'm going to turn it over to Chris Johnson. Go ahead, Chris.
Thank you, Marty DeGarmo. Welcome, my beautiful sisters.
Jesus Christ, could you just stop screaming for one fucking stream?
And I mean that dearly. I'm so excited about this. I'm blown away because I know each one of you.
Yeah, Chris has never ever talked to this many women at the same time in his entire life.
Just met, and that's Francine. And again, like Marty said,
Hi,
she
Devils.
blew us away, and I seen her talk one time, and we all said, where has she been hiding? So I don't want to talk a lot. I want to start and get this going because we got a lot of people.
Been hiding.
I'm going to start with Germany first, and that would be my beautiful sister, who I love with all my heart, who has met her soulmate through Onpassive, stuck by her mother, which I
like Marty is just glad that the women could take time off of, shopping for purses to attend the women or woman webinar.
I love Angie Hahn. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Chris. Hi, everyone. During the last days, I checked. Tomorrow exactly will be my 4th anniversary in Onpassive, 4 years.
Oh my gosh.
What a journey. I started as a little shy girl, I would say that, yes. Talking in front of people or being confident was a big challenge for me.
Here's the thing, though. You would have gotten that in any group setting like this. Okay, that's not like you need Onpassive in order to gain confidence for public speaking.
But through Onpassive and the love and the support from all over the world, I was able to grow with this love and support as a person. And I have changed completely during this 4 years. And this is the gift of.
They're like, we all grew a lot of patience. You need patience to be in a scam that just does webinars like this, doesn't sell any products. You can't recruit anyone into it for a while. And you're waiting around for your commissions for weeks on end. So I guess it teaches you patience.
Above all, beside of everything else. And I found love, I found friends, I found family here. And who can say that about a company? Yeah, the visions of our CEO are... It's just amazing. We all know that. That's why we are here. And maybe the following will make sense for some people. I hope so. I was thinking about that.
Like the sucking up started early, but then I was like, did it though? Not really. Not really. They did their intro. I guess they're in it.
For me, Onpassive is like a relationship. First, you are freshly in love, crazily in love. Everything is overwhelming.
This is bizarre. Could we not compare being in Onpassive to being in a relationship? I feel like that's not a good comparison.
and you can't get enough
Although I have said that leaving a cult is a lot like leaving a domestic violence situation. So I don't know. Maybe you do got something there.
of each other. By time you buy the basement made of the pillars of a relationship, like love, communication, honesty, and trust, especially trust.
Well, how do you have trust when while you're doing this, you're 8 days after Ash said that the money would be coming to you any single day now? It won't be a matter of weeks, he said. It's a matter of days. Direct quote. If you go and watch the stream that he did, the last several of them, that's what he says. Matter of days, not weeks. Days. But it's over a week. So how do you have trust for someone that says they're going to pay you and they don't pay you? And a week goes by. And then you're sitting here on a webinar like, trust is a really big one. I really have to trust in a relationship. I guess a good thing you're not dating, Ash.
In months and years, you will go through good and bad times, of course. But if
Chris says, Onpassive is a lot like a relationship where a couple does not get married after 6 years and they think it will happen someday. Yeah, I've been in one of those. Today is your 29th anniversary. Oh, nice. Happy anniversary, Joe. See, that's actually worth celebrating. Being married to the love of your life for almost 30 years. I mean, next year is a pretty big one. 30 years is a good anniversary. You know? See, that is something to celebrate at. See, this is the type of anniversary that you celebrate. Not being in a company for 4 years that you have nothing to show for. Like, you literally have nothing. You have nothing to be like, and I've gained this. I know you're going to sit here and pretend like they've done a lot for you, but really think about what they've done. And did you need them for that? Really? Right? You're just happy everyone got paid last month, just like Ash promised. Like, what have you been watching?
if you love someone, you stand by this person no matter what.
Thank God they trust him.
No matter how many bumps there are on the road, you stick together.
No, you don't. That's a misconception. There are certain things that should end a relationship no matter what. All right? Things like abuse. Okay? I think even if you take vows, you're married, but if the relationship becomes abusive and toxic, then you don't just, I got to stick it out. If you can't, there's some deal breakers here. There should be. And if we're comparing a relationship to Onpassive, you would think that the big deal breaker would be like not getting your commissions when they're promised to you for like the 5th time.
Because you will have a strong connection with each other. And for me, this is the same with Onpassive. The first years were the most special and the most amazing time in my whole life. I cannot describe what happened in these 4 years.
And that's the funny thing, is that technically what you've been doing for the past 6 years is not going to be what you're going to be doing here. Right? Because if this company turns into how Ash wants it to be, then you're going to have to be making teaching materials for Academy. You're going to have to sell the products to people. And you will have to promote and use other products. And you won't just be sitting around on webinars talking every day. I hope anyway. I mean, maybe you will be. Agent says, on Monday Fun Day, Red said all the O-Connect subscriptions are still at 0 days. No extension. Could be a sign of the final days of Onpassive. See, I feel like Ash is just doing that because he knows damn well if he does another extension, then these people are probably going to snap. Again, he said days. So this is why they're literally in a complete standstill right now. Because it's like the only thing he could do now that would be positive would be paying them But I don't think he's going to be able to do that, as we've been talking about. So it's like, come on, guys, wake up. Do I need a CC to tell you to wake up?
And I will never forget that.
Right? It's like, what kind of life have you had? If this is the greatest 4 years of your life, like, I am so sorry.
And I have my basement with Onpassive, and I got honesty.
Like, I think the car crashed and like did a few rolls and it's in the ditch. You know, like we're beyond just a bump in the road. A bump in the road, albeit a really ridiculous and big one, was like when they made the email client and there was no send or reply button. Okay, that's what I would consider to be like just a little bump in the road. This is literally in a standstill. I don't know. The road is a dead end.
Transparency and communication from the company, from our Ash, and so love and trust.
2,783 days. It probably would be.
Built to a strong bond, and not one of the usual bumps which every company has to go through changed anything for me. I always keep in mind that Ash.
Well, see, that's the thing. He can't pay them without a merchant. Right? I realized after I was like, couldn't this guy just forward the money to his account? A bunch of you were like, no, Queen, that would be money laundering or a crime. He has to do it like the legal way a business would pay the commissions. If he doesn't do it the way that they normally would, you know, then he'll get in trouble. I mean, unless the SEC is like, do it through us. Wonder if that would happen.
And the team have to go through a storm. And my trust,
I wonder if they could do that.
Can give them the needed strength for the journey. Yeah. So I see it as my duty to stand by their side because I'm in fully. I'm in there fully. So everything will.
Chris, the merchant only collects the money. Ash has to take the money from the merchant, then pay them in the OES. The merchant should not have access to the OES to pay them. Yeah. So, would he be able to pay them before having like an O-Verify system? Because I don't think a merchant is even going to sign on with them for in the future. Like, best case scenario, he pays them this money because it's not on hold, and obviously the merchant is going to give it to him. But I feel like the merchant might have already done that. Because if everything went how it's supposed to go, and they agreed that they were only holding the money for the 6 months, and then they were releasing it to him, I don't think they would be taking over a week to do that. I mean, I guess it could take up to 2 weeks, but 10 business days, but I still don't know how he is going to then open this business up after that, right? Because then we're just in the same situation, because this merchant that's paying him back the money is not going to stay his merchant. Like, he's tried to sue them. I don't think that they, maybe they will. I don't know. I don't think that they're going to, and based on the way he's talked about it, they're not on good terms. So I'm kind of like, then aren't we just back in the same position again, where we don't have a merchant? So then we can't sell the products again because they wouldn't be able to take credit card, debit card. They can't even take Bitcoin right now. So that's what I mean. And wouldn't they have only taken a percentage? There's only a percentage that they take, okay? That's the other thing that I'm like, this is bizarre. Because he would have still gotten a percentage of this money, would he not have? because they don't take 100% and hold that. It's usually just like a percentage. I believe that when I looked it up, the like highest it went was like 65% or something. So he should have the rest of that. So why not just start distributing that? Like, I don't understand. These 2 weeks has passed last week. Well, he did say at the end of the month. So we're 10 days past due if we're giving him from the end of the month, the end of May. Because I know what you're saying. Technically, it was longer. You're right. Technically, it was a little longer than that. Because I believe it was supposed to go off hold at the beginning of May, at like the latest or something. It would be 6 months from March. Yeah, it would have been the end of March. Because it would have been 6 months from September. Then he said October. So then end of April. And technically, he should have been able to pay them that. Right? If they're holding it for 6 months, that would be 6 months from October. Because I thought it was September when they all start paying for Oakneck. But they always say October is when it started. So, okay, fine. October. Right? So then it would be like, technically since the end of April, but then he did come out and announce, hey, the money's off hold. And he basically told them that he should have it end of the month. And then he should be able to give it out to them within days. And yeah, we're 10 days now into June. So I'm like, what are we doing, Ash? Ash told them, Verify is ready to go. Yeah, he kind of goes like back and forth with it. It's almost ready, and then it is ready, and then it's almost ready. It was the next level that said it would take 65. Ash had 35 to dish out. I think that was the most that they could take by law. So we don't even know if they took the full 65, by the way. I just believe that that's the most that you can take by law is 65% for 6 months. It could have been less than that. Like, we don't actually know. Ash isn't going to tell us. He'll say it was the whole thing. Because then he would have pocketed the rest of that money. Because where is it? September 1st is when he first started accepting payments for Oakneck. See, this is what I thought too. But then when he was talking about 6 months from when it began, which would have been the payments, he said it started in October. And I was like, okay, but even then, that would be end of April then. You should have been able to pay anyone. But, math isn't his strong suit. It's not mine either, but I know how to count 6 months. Verify is supposed to be their version of the Know Your Customer. So it's supposed to be an electronic Know Your Customer. And they claim that this verification process is like a 3-step process where you send in your ID. It's allegedly going to scan your eyes and all this shit. So I'm like, there's no way that that's done. Like, I'm sorry, but no. And they claim it's going to just ensure everyone is a real person and, verify their identity. And then going forward, I'm assuming that's how you would log into the OES too, is through iScan. Because, Ash does all the big technology.
It'll be fine at the end. Yeah. I hope that makes sense. So thank you for everything. I love you both. Back to Chris.
Perfect sense. I want to let you know is this little girl here has blossomed. You can see the radiate in her face.
This is like so cringy. We don't need all this, Chris. Just don't.
In love with this beautiful guy and this beautiful company. And I'm so very proud that she was is the top leader in Germany. She brought people together in Germany. She never stopped. And I just love her for it and everything, all the hard work you put into it, Ange. You're definitely the leader in Germany that I look up to. On that note.
Yeah, little girl. It was wonderful. Just great. I love it after I do a speech to my colleagues when my fellow employee then calls me a little girl.
You know, moms play a huge part in this family. I believe.
Yes, they want to sell it as a product. So it is supposed to be another product, just like O Connect, where they're going to sell it. And it sounds like they might even get charged to use it. Based on the most recent video by John White and Bill Must explaining what it is. So I'm a little worried, actually. I'm kind of like, so no one will be able to get paid in Onpassive then unless they buy an account there to be an O-Founder distributor, whatever the fuck they're going to call those, you know? Because literally O-Founder positions are done now. That was the special early bird one. And then you're going to have to buy a product. But before you do all that, then you're going to have to buy the O-Verify and then get charged to use the verification so that you could have the account that you paid for and use the products that you paid for. So it's like I feel like you're getting triple charged. You know? And then you'll be lucky if you sell something. That's how
in love and happiness. These two together are inseparable. I would say they're best friends.
So many people, verifying everyone is a real person, it will be rough because so many people sign up multiple accounts for family members who do not know they have an account and had to use a different email and username. Also, there are people out here like Michael Williams AIM. You guys remember when I was talking to Ash and I was like, I know Michael Williams has like 2,000 accounts. He was like, he has more. So, like, I don't know what's going to happen with all those accounts. I have no clue. Because it was it seemed like everyone was under the impression that those extra accounts were going to be in your name. Like, you could have multiple accounts in your name. But as soon as you get that verification system, I don't think it's going to allow you to do that. That's what it avoids. Unless Ash is making a special one that verifies you as a person, and then certain people are going to be allowed to, like, you know, skip the system or something. Are you sure?
Friends. Her mom shows the same beautiful radiance coming out of her. And I would like to introduce Andrea. Go ahead, Andrea. It's all you.
Thanks a lot. And always have a nice day to everybody. Mm-hmm. So, yes, I love to work with my daughter in this area. I found Onpassive, I think 3 weeks earlier than her. And at first she was not so amused about it.
Yeah.
It was really funny. Because, I start sometimes things and do something with it and test it. And
man, that's so sad. Ugh. The mother joined. And the daughter wasn't into it. But of course she's going to do it to make her mom happy, right?
So, and she is not in this way. So it was a little bit funny between of us. But I think it was not a long time that she realized what Onpassive really means and what Ash is saying and what he wants and what is his idea. And for me, I had the idea what he wants to do for the world, and then it was done for me. So I'm behind of him because I like this idea, because this is my favorite thing, that I always help people. I like that. I do that every time. If I can help, I do that. And I like human rights. So everything is in for me. As I heard about this, but
what is Onpassive doing for human rights? Can you explain? Because Chris just called your daughter a little girl, and it was really creepy. All right, I would argue that if anything, a little chauvinistic. So I don't know.
as she's saying, I was totally, yeah, it was everything done for me. So I decided to be a part of Onpassive, and I like to do that, the events with Antje. And we did a big event, and it was really, really nice. It was such a good Stimmung. Sorry, Antje? Moose? Yeah, it was really nice in the room. You can feel it, and it was a good day. Really, we liked it together, and it was really, really hard going. So, and I think Antje feels a little bit like a star. Everybody wants to do a photo with her and give her really a big hug and something like that. And for me to see that and to see her growing in Onpassive was also really, really good for me, and a nice time for me. Really, I like it. Yes. Yeah, and yeah, I'm totally sure we will go on and we will get it. Okay, back to you, Chris.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful. I just learned something. I didn't know that you came in before Angie, and
yeah.
Wow, see that?
I was the first.
See that? But the most American thing ever. Sorry. Wow, see that?
But her English is better than mine, so we decided she has to do the job. In translation, she's really, really good.
Yes, she is. You guys both speak a couple of languages.
Yes.
I love the family. That's what I believe Onpassive is.
Chris really wants to marry into the family.
And you guys show it, you shine it. And absolutely. Andrea, thank you for speaking your excitement about your daughter. I can see the team effort there. I love you both. And I'm so very proud of you both, and keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks a lot.
Is this just like a prep session? Like, what is this?
You are very welcome. Now, this next,
like, we couldn't continue it Onpassive until Marty and Chris told all of the women just how special they were.
Lady who comes from Switzerland. We got Switzerland, Canada, Africa, Germany on here. We have a whole bunch of beautiful ladies. This lady, Marty,
don't got an office in Singapore anymore, though. You gonna touch on that ever?
Pretty much said it. She doesn't have a bad bone in her body. She speaks love and peace. We all fell in love with her, and I'm going to introduce my beautiful sister, Corinne. Go ahead, Corinne.
Oh, Lord.
Thank you, Chris. I feel very...
Hi, Wes. Am I the only one who hates it when people like Chris say, I love you? No, it's pretty cringe. Especially since this whole thing is so, like, suck-uppy. I don't know. What's the point of this? I don't know, Jelly. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what are we doing here? Is it literally just so that Marty and Chris can tell these women how fabulous they are, and then they all just tell their story of how they joined Onpassive? Like, what are we doing here? Keep doing what you're doing, nothing, right? Like, just attending the webinars? That's all there really is to do. So I guess she'll be good at it. All these women need to get together as naysayers. They do. They do. It's I think it's the love bombing. I think you guys now are very familiar with love bombing, and you know that it's just love bombing. So yeah, it doesn't mean anything. And it's like him trying to manipulate people into them thinking that he cares about them. Right? It's like, so it just comes off, he says it and you kind of shiver goes up your spine. You're like, ugh, gross. Don't do that. It's to show that if you work hard for Onpassive as a woman, you can buy a lot of shoes and purses. Yes. We had to take a break from shopping for our purses and our shoes to attend the webinar here. And I guess they're just telling us how much they appreciate that. Like, I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. What else are we doing here? There's nothing happening. I would have preferred if they had something better prepared. Like, talk about the important women of our world or something. I don't know. The union rep is claiming he's going to have a meeting about me getting fired. A month last, butthole. Well, too bad.
Privilege to be here with you, with my enlarged family and direct family, just like Africa. My roots are in Africa. My roots are in Hungary. My roots are everywhere because we are multi-diverse or multi-dimensional. We are everything. And Onpassive reflects.
She is like way too excited.
That. So I entered because of a friend who sent me one sentence. Do you want to be part of a futuristic company? And
then don't join this one, because that's not how I would describe this at all.
I didn't listen to any webinar, nothing. I just listened to my heart. Really, right. My intuition, my gut feeling in my heart. And I felt the intention. I
actually like Gladys. If you watch her facial expressions during this, it's actually quite funny. Like, she is not impressed with anyone in this. I don't know if you've been watching her at all. She's the girl with the background with the sunflowers there. So that was their thumbnail. And which is why it was my thumbnail. But she just kind of gives them side eyes sometimes. When Marty and Chris were talking earlier, she was like, the fuck are these guys saying? Like, I like to think that's what she's thinking in her head.
Of the movement. And this is one of my expertise. I can feel the energies, and the intention is so important to me. So instantly I knew, this is the inner knowing, I knew I was part of it. I am part of it. And I've done all my experiences of my life until then to be there.
To be an Onpassive? Oh my God. Imagine being like, all of the experiences in my life led up to this moment for me to be here doing webinars.
Just like an appointment, a divine appointment.
Hello, Mr. Level.
Orchestrated divinely, everybody. So yes, and I didn't question anything. I just jumped in. And
that's your first mistake. I didn't question.
And my sense is always, well, I operate as an entrepreneur, as a holistic coach, and assisting people, groups and companies in their transformation process. So transformation.
Whoa, what's going on?
We are always transforming ourselves if we allow ourselves. The change is the only constant. And this is reflected in Onpassive too.
Like he took her off the screen. What's going on here?
Then for me, my mind.
All the webinars lately talk about how to stamp out negativity and what to do if you are doubting. I feel like this webinar was just them ensuring that none of these women were doubting. They're like, we really need to have a webinar where we tell the women in this how much we appreciate them being here and have them say again their why they joined, how they got here. Just in case they're doubting, Check their loyalty. Divine appointment orchestrated divinely. Willing to bet this is one of Robin's downlines, probably. She's a holistic coach. What the fuck do they do? Nothing. Like, you know what, Sam? I can feel through the screen that you're going through a rough time. How about you take some sage and burn it around your living room? Take a few deep breaths. And then I know that you're going to be all better. And whatever you're going through will be solved. That's what she does. That's basically what a holistic coach is. Usually a lot of pseudoscience. A crystal collection, yes, a lot of that is like holistic coaching. They do usually use crystals. So I see how you would end up here. You know, it's kind of like understanding how hippies ended up in the Charles Manson family cult. Very, very similar. I mean, I guess this is the pseudoscience of technology, right?
Love and unity with and through Onpassive and beyond. And also, our diversity is our beauty, and our unity is our...
You know, she was thinking about joining the Twin Flames cult, but then she ended up somehow in this one instead.
Our power. So this is something that we are experiencing in Onpassive, and I knew
what we're experiencing
at the beginning. Well, I just say short. I live in Switzerland, but I've been traveling all over, just as Robin, my sister Robin, more or less. But I was on the aircraft, maybe she was on the boat or on the big.
Maybe if she's one of the ones that have magical powers, there are several that think that they do. So you never know. Does she have healing powers? Or so a lot of times they also seem to think they have that.
Ocean. So. And everywhere it was, to me, very important to touch and communicate with people through the heart space. So you don't need much language.
I mean, let's be real, hippies kind of were, right? I mean, the hippies were not known for their high intelligence.
Yes, but the energy of the heart, you know, just this intention. And Onpassive is in my heart. I'm Onpassive.
Get it out of there.
Onpassive represents, it's within.
Maybe you should go to the hospital, damn it.
And that's how I see that Onpassive has a soul. It's a soul business.
Soul?
It has a spirit. That's why I...
Fucking company. It's an MLM company. It's really not that deep, lady.
I always say aloha. Alo means sharing. O is the complete solution. Onpassive, O, and the circle is closed, is complete and whole. And ha means the holy breath of love. So aloha, my interpretation, my mutation, I like to change things.
Why?
Is I share or we share.
Bitch, listen, it means hello, goodbye, in a peaceful way. I don't understand. You can't just be like, I've decided to change the meaning of this word. That's not how life works. I hate that shit.
The loving...
Well, this is just my meaning of it. No one cares. Okay? Did you write the dictionary? No. Are you writing one? No. So, no, you don't get to just change the meaning of things.
Spirit with Onpassive, with all of us, with all of you, with everybody.
Imagine if that's how life worked. Like, if you could just be like, oh, I'm just going to change the meaning to be what I want it to be. Like, no, I'm not okay with that. I don't like a world where that's allowed. I just don't like it. All this panel is missing is Julie dozing off. I'm actually, like, surprised that Julie isn't here. Comfort isn't here. I was expecting some more people to be here. Honestly, Robin's here, of course. You know, can't do that without Robin. MLM, multiple loopy morons. It can be. It can be. I'm sorry about that, Joe. But honestly, you should be able to fight that. Thank goodness we don't have to listen to the... yeah, there's some people that maybe we're glad are not here. All right, like, it could be worse. It's missing John's forehead.
And that's what they felt. This loving spirit, the intention, the love.
Surprised you didn't come to sing.
This ethics, everything, this clear and clean intention.
I have missed you powerful ladies. Why? Where did they go? Have they not been here doing webinars this whole time? Sherry, what's going on, girl?
Imperative for me to go on. And yes, here I am, so grateful to have met.
Oh, what? I feel so insane when they say they're so grateful, because I'm like, I can't think of one reason why.
and meeting every day my enlarged family. I didn't know Francine, but I've heard that you're from the African continent, but probably you live somewhere else. I don't know. I'm really looking forward to hear your sharing. And
and really hope she actually is from the African continent. Otherwise, Jesus Christ.
We are all together in this. So it's all about moving from
all black people are from Africa. You know what I mean? It's like, let's hope she actually is.
Go to we go.
That doesn't sound right.
Ego to we go. We go. We are in action together. And this is so powerful. And I don't know any other movement or any other space as Onpassive to live this. We go together in unity and love, and we are powerful because we are all together and heading the same direction. Everybody with this expertise. Auntie has expertise. Andrea has expertise. I mean, Marty and Chris and Gladys, my sister Gladys.
What are their expertise? Talking? Like, I don't
know. You have your expertise too, and I feel so connected to you. And
like, no offense, but it's not like Marty's a great marketer or anything. Like, what does Chris bring to the table other than being a hype man that just screams at us all the time and then love bombs everyone? Like, I'm having a hard time.
Together, we are compounded. We are a beautiful puzzle.
And the pastor is Ash.
Which is perfect, just as it is.
So weird.
Yes, I just want to say, I mirror you, everybody. Everybody's perfect as it is and ready to thrive. Are you ready to thrive? Every day, every moment, we are here to be celebrating Onpassive Day and our days every day. Wow. Thank you very much. That's my introduction, more or less. I don't know. Chris,
I understand that it can feel really, really fulfilling and powerful to connect to so many people around the world. I understand if you're a woman, being in a club with a bunch of other women is great fun. I've been in many. But, like, you're supposed to have other goals than just hanging out while in here, Like, imagine you went to your work and you have, like, a career level job, but then every day, instead of going to work, you just did webinars and then you never got paid. Like, you would not kind of be like, oh, well, I'm just so happy I found this community. You would be like, no, like, I need a fucking career, assholes. I'm going to go look for another job. Like, it's not what you came here for. If that had always been a big part of the selling point, then maybe I wouldn't be so angry that that's what this is turning into. But this is turning into just like, let's just hang out as a community and talk. And then talk about what we hope to achieve in the future. While we don't do anything to achieve it. It's very weird. And that's what makes this culty.
Back to you.
Wonderful. And I also want to say that this beautiful lady from Switzerland speaks multiple languages, and in many
that's the other thing, like the whole like, oh, you're so beautiful, like, that's bizarre. Stop it.
Webinars is translated. I don't know how she does it. I was amazed how she did it, and I don't know how anyone can learn that much, but every one of these ladies on here speak languages that I only got one. But Corinne, I love your heart. I love your passion.
Like, no offense, but in most places, they have their language and then they also learn English. The US is kind of like one of the only countries that everyone does not learn a second language in. Like, here you learn French no matter what in school. Even if you don't do French immersion, you still have to do, like, French class and stuff. I don't know if it's like that in the US or if you get to choose if you want to take a language or what. But it seems to be, like, the one country that maybe doesn't do that. But it does have multi-languages in it. I'm just saying, Chris, it's not that, like, amazing that they speak, like, German and English, for example. Most of the people in Germany do.
love the freedoms that you have and give to other people to teach them a whole bunch of great stuff. I love you, sister. Thank you for coming on today. Okay, now this next lady, I'm going to call her my mystery lady because nope, never heard. I went to Go Africa in the French community, and I'm like, all right, who's this lady? And I love listening to people, and she got my attention immediately. Why?
So is this just fucking meeting of the women that Marty and Chris really wanted to suck up to today?
Because of her integrity, her honesty, her boldness to say the truth. And I absolutely love that. I want to introduce this lady as my mystery lady. I can't wait to see more about her. She gives me a lot of excitement. Miss Francine, who is currently, she's in London right now, but she's from Africa. Let's hear it, Francine. Give us what you got.
Go, Francine.
So once more, thank you for inviting me here, Chris and Marty. And I am not really sure I am the one you are talking about. I am just a simple woman, just a woman living my life. And I came across Onpassive on 2020.
Well, at least she's a little bit more grounded than the other one. She's like, your love bombing's really weird. I'm just a normal woman. Not really sure why you brought me here.
First of all, a friend presented it to me. I was in Senegal, and I did not click. Then when I went back to New York, one day I was just, checking my papers, and I was upset because of the COVID. And I said, this is really unfair that we are locked in houses. I was giving a hand, doing the contact tracing. And I was talking to so many people.
Hi, Taylor.
And those people, most of them were alone. And just the fact that they were expecting my call during the day, they could have somebody to talk to. Then, as I was also doing some other stuff aside, everything was done online. I realized how people could be lonely.
So was she in other MLMs then?
In the midst of, New York is boiling. You have people going, coming. And during the COVID, everything just stopped. You could not recognize Manhattan. There were nothing moving. And I realized the
New York was the city of dreams.
Poverty of our spirits.
And
when I attended the first meeting with the CEO, I felt what Corinne was telling us before. I felt a spirit. I met a spirit. And that spirit was compatible.
It was Satan!
With my...
It was Satan! He said, come join the scam. Like, fuck.
Spirit. I realized that poverty is not only because you don't have money. Poverty comes from our spirit, the way we capture the environment in which we live. And I said, within this company, I can bring something different.
No, Thomas, but allegedly, and I didn't even know this, in the LGBTQ community, MLM also stands for men loving men. Yep. So there was a whole group of people out here that thought that when I said I was anti-MLM, I was just homophobic, I guess.
Because the miracle of Onpassive is not AI.
Thomas says, was it Satan or Thetan? Dun, dun, dun. I can't believe that they're having this woman meeting without Susie Hoops McCrae.
Because I don't see, I don't know if...
Shut up. Poverty has everything to do with having no money. having community and a business that makes you no money doesn't exactly replace not having money, now does it?
You see the paradox between an AI, which is supposed to be very cold. It's technical. It's at the same time, it is spiritual, because it is taking an information, which means an inspiration, to make it become real.
I'm sorry, what, bitch? It's taking an inspiration. Oh, for fuck's sakes.
So if, because it is taking an information, which means an inspiration, to make it become real.
It's taking information, which means an inspiration, to make it become real. So that makes it spiritual. Okay.
So if those who have that inspiration are guided by the purity.
But here's the thing. If you want to dream about saving the world, that's fine, but then maybe don't go around and find places that actually need help and promise them that you're going to help them and then just not fucking do it. If you want to just play, let's all meet up together and talk about what would happen if our world no longer had homelessness. But if you're all just sitting around being inspired and just talking, but none of you are doing any action, you're not going to save the world or even yourselves.
Of will. It means you can transform our world. And this is what I loved. And the fact that our CEO was pushing us to have positive mindset. It means he has been inspired. It means before it becomes real, he had it in his womb.
Gladys is out. She's like, I need a fucking quick nap in, because if they expect me to do a speech like these other bitches, Jesus Christ.
Like a woman has a baby in her home for 9 months, then she will give it to the world.
No.
That was the view I had exactly when Mr. Mufare presented Onpassive.
It was like he had a baby and then gave it, up for adoption? Yeah, okay, I see that.
He conceived it first internally. It grew inside him like a baby in a womb. And he was the only one, and he's still the only one, who can talk about Onpassive, because it grows within himself.
So Onpassive is just Ash Mufara and the spirit that grows now? I don't know if they're going to accept that. It's the equivalent of the ideas people get in a pot circle when you're in college. What if everyone had feet where their hands are and hands where their feet are, right? It really is, though. Like, what if we didn't only make technology that was 25 years behind everyone else? What if we also saved the world? I know. That would be so crazy. Everyone would love us. They would all join.
And that spirit...
Now listen, OConnect doesn't need extra features. We're going to save the world.
It is like transferred to each one of us.
Al says, I tried to watch this live and it drained my will to live with the strength of 10 Susies. Oh my God, not 10 Susies! Lord, we probably also need one of these.
Stop going there.
Because, yeah, it's craziness, this is.
The day we decide to become Onpassivian,
I don't know.
That's the day we take the pregnancy of the mission.
Why are we doing
this? It has to grow inside each one of us.
If anyone ever did this at one of my fucking business meetings, I'd be out. I'd be like, I'm sorry, I gotta go. Like, I can't.
Then we'll have that baby, which is a miracle for the world. That is what seduced me so deeply.
When does it become
in Onpassive? And that's why I always try to let the community know that this is not to put somebody.
This is why we need abortion. See?
Body on top of the other one, because each one of us have to carry our pregnancy into its maturity and have that baby born and change the world we have. So saying I
guess No Connect wasn't the baby then, huh?
I am from this country and I cannot talk with that one. I am French speaking. I am not English. This
right?
is not
Like,
the
how
point
did we
here.
get here?
The point here is how are we?
Like, no matter how hard we try, it always comes back to like ugly babies, children they hate, fucking pregnancy. Like, I don't know.
We preparing ourselves to get pregnant.
What in the fuck?
We desire so deeply this baby.
Nobody wants Ash's seed in them. I promise. Not even his wife anymore. She's probably even like, I already gave you your kids. You're good.
That we have to be prepared. When it takes form into us, we have to cherish it by helping one another to grow it enough, to make it beautiful enough.
Yeah, but like, here's the thing, lady. Nobody helped me grow my daughter in my belly. Okay? So I don't know if this works.
That it can seduce anyone.
But
I have
now we
not
are
seen
seducing.
any company that does that.
Whoa.
I have.
Why are we using a baby to seduce people? Now this is getting creepier than ever.
Not seen. And I love that spirit of being positive mindset, because as a woman, I know what it is to be depressed when you are pregnant.
Abort.
I have 3 children, and I learned that before.
That's it. That must be it. He's using Marty's Johnson.
Before the baby is born, he can capture whatever is going on in his.
This is the weirdest thing. We're going back to what they did like a couple weeks ago, which really creeped me out, where they were like, guys, listen, we need to get ready for when we become millionaires with this company. And then it was like a few days where they were all concentrating on how they all had to like get ready for the money to come. And I feel like that's what this speech is doing again, where she's like, oh yeah, you just got to let the baby grow.
Randy. And when he's born, he recognizes people because he was used to them while in the womb of the mother. So
next we hear that Marty actually does want to go to Guyana and build a compound and then get all the women there fucking pregnant.
If that's a cult, call me Reverend Jim Jones, okay? Let's go to Guyana, all right? No joke.
No joke.
I am very happy to be part of this big project and this movement because this is something that could shape our world differently. COVID has been a period that is pushing.
Sorry, COVID was 4 years ago. You realize that it's 2024 now, right? Like,
us to a new one. And we have to see the light.
She's gonna make me go to depression, Sam. She's gonna make me go to depression.
All the turmoils going on, we have to bring that baby into life. I will stop here for now. Thank you.
Wow. I've added something new. Number 1, I know who you are now. The second time I've heard you talk. I want to add.
Wait, did you not know who she was before and you still went on a big rant as if you did? That was weird. Because you were all like, oh, the last time I heard this lady talk, it was so amazing. And then she just finished talking and then he goes, I know who you are now. And I'm like, okay, that's good.
Humble, calmness. Actually, you and John White, I believe, have a lot in common. And that's a compliment. I'd love to see you two together and talk, because everything you just said.
Not a matchmaking agency, okay? This isn't Match.com. Calm down, Chris.
Was absolutely beautiful and amazing. Miss Francine, I'm looking forward to hear more of you. Thank you for talking about great things about Onpassive. I love your analogy. Amazing. Again, thank you for coming here, and keep doing what you're doing, my beautiful sister.
She might have the same problem as Chris does, guys, where, you know, her eyes are just closed. So, like, don't be mean, Violet.
This next lady, you often hear me say she's my favorite. She puts out beautiful prayers every day. She's a God-fearing woman. She puts out beautiful.
We don't know what tends to go with.
Messages every day.
Plural, singular, who cares?
And I've learned from her about being positive and staying in the right area and just bringing it all together.
Agent says, Ash's baby is 6 years overdue. It's become fossilized, needing surgery to remove. So you might want to get on that.
Just like Francine says.
Just
we're
like
all
Francine
one family. We have to bring it together. We have to explain things sometimes to people, but in a humble way.
Right?
Gladys is my and I just lost her. Maybe she'll pop back on again. Technical difficulties there. But she's a beautiful, beautiful lady.
Gladys. Gladys, wake up. It's your chance to speak. Gladys. Wake up, Gladys. Gladys. Oh, no. Maybe Chris and Marty don't know the proper usage of woman versus women, and that's why the title was messed up. Apparently they don't. Hello, Maria. Marty's baby will be the first in history to go from the womb to the nursing home. Wait, he says Gladys. Oh, no. No. He doesn't say her name wrong the whole time, does he? I'm right. Isn't it Gladys? Now I have to ask myself. I'm like, maybe it is Gladys. It's Gladys.
Lady in her heart and soul.
That's what it
is. Brought a lot of joy to my life with what she says. Beautiful mom.
Right.
Beautiful family-related lady, which I love. And I could keep going on and saying great things
she
about
looks
her.
Right over.
There she is. Gladys, I'm going to bring it to you because you like jumping on and off on the internet, probably because so many people are texting you right now. Miss Gladys Ribeiro, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, my brothers, Marty and Chris. And thank you to my sisters here, the panelists. Beautiful words, encouraging words.
All right, I feel like we need a commercial break. We're about halfway through, so I think right now would be a great time for us to take a commercial break, and then we'll hear from our favorite Gladys. Because I do enjoy Gladys being on here. I do have to say. I get a kick out of watching her. She got me through this when I was grabbing it for this stream. Because I just watch her facial expressions and I'm like, man, she's so over this. Like she's like going to sleep. I feel like she rolls her eyes a few times. She's a hoot. You gotta love her. So we'll be right back after a message from our sponsors. Today's video is brought to you by...
Do you have a berserker demon? You may think that's a strange question, but I've dealt with berserker demons. What's a berserker? The word describes ancient Nordic warriors who fought with uncontrollable rage. This is where we get the expression, he was so angry, he went berserk. In the days of Vikings, berserkers would enter a trance before battle to get supernatural strength. They fought with a frenzy. Sound like someone you know? As we say, they lose it. Explosive anger can come from frustration, feeling disrespected, trauma, mental and hormonal issues, and drugs, but uncontrollable rage can be demonic. As an exorcist, I've dealt with berserker demons. If you've got one, you'll need more than anger management therapy. You may need an exorcism of a berserker demon of anger. That's inhuman. I'm here to help at boblarson.org.
Whoa, looks like you got a bit of a tangle in your dangle. Did you know that more than 8 out of 10 hose owners die each year? Not anymore. Hey, turn me on and watch my hose get huge. My mom always told me I was a grower, not a shower, and boy was she right. And if you squeeze me in the right spot, all my raging fluids will come flying out of me, and instantly I'll retract to my small, natural, convenient size. Amazing! Oh, yep. Shout outs to all my flowers and growers out there. And just like a real snake, it can contract and expand like an accordion. You know, we really wanted to name it the Snake Hose, but that's the title of a gay porno. I mean, I've never seen it, but Lizard's close enough. This is my next door neighbor, Sharon. She didn't know I was filming her. She also didn't know I had my hose in my hand, too. If your hose weighs more than 15 pounds, I feel sorry for you. You see, women prefer light, dainty, petite hoses. You don't want to be walking around with a big honking nanner. Oh, Sharon. Whoa, watch the whoa, don't get it caught on the thing. Whoa. Hey, buddy, watch where you're going. You don't want to end up like that guy, still using a standard hose, not going anywhere, and he's fucking bald. Fuck! Look at my hose, people. Oh, yeah, it's growing fast, and it's not kinking up anytime soon. Now, I don't know who lives here, but it's time to wake up. Behold, the full length and girth of my hose and its full potential. Hey, can't you see I'm filming a commercial here, you fucking asshole? Wah! Take that, fuckboy! No one fucks with my hose! The Lizard hose is about $30. You get 25 feet. That's like, just a little bit more than $1 per foot. Now, fuck it, we'll give you 2. That's 50 feet. Get fucked. Come on, touch it.
Wait, do you have a condom? You don't have one somewhere? Yes. Oi, excuse me there, sir. Do you have these directions? Sure, you just go down that way and make a turn. Don't let her know that your dinger is almost a no-go. Get Tiny Dinger condoms to you discreetly. It's very important to choose the right size, so make sure that you get your tiny size. Don't be caught without a condom. No. Get Tiny Dinger condoms, a YouTube streamer's favorite brand. Located at your local CVS pharmacy, Rexall, Shoppers Drug Mart, Walmart, and in your favorite streamer's nightstand. We get it. You're into feet, and not many girls are also into feet, but you finally found your dream woman. We got your souls covered now. Brought to you by the same people who brought to you Tiny Dinger condoms, trademarked, a YouTube streamer's favorite brand, and the same people who brought to you sexual endorphin spray, trademarked. We have now created the Foot Fetish Fantasia spray. When you're rubbing on her toes, take a deep breath in and smell the sweet aromas of the toilet bowl, the tire shop, dead flowers, and your nana's perfume. After all, it will turn you on more than just her pinky toe will. This little piggy has been to the market and grabbed themselves a bottle of the Foot Fetish Fantasia spray, trademarked. It made it so much easier to wake to my ex-girlfriend's feet after she posted up her beach trip vacay photos. Grab your bottle now and make that nasty foot fragrance vanish just like a ghost. Located at CVS Pharmacy, Shoppers Drug Mart, Rexall, Walmart, Kmart, Chaz R Us, and in your favorite foot fetishist nightstand. Are you getting upset with people's freedom of speech and consumer protection laws that allow the public to speak out about your scam? Are you giving YouTube creators false strikes in order to continue preying on vulnerable people? Is it getting hard to hold it in? Hold in all the bullshit? Well, introducing Tiny Digger Diapers, the adult diaper designed for the man baby deep down inside who's always on the way to the top where his ears will pop. With our FlexiFit technology, Tiny Digger Diapers moves with you whenever you sit on your chair, sit in your RV, sit on a boat, or sit in your home office paid for by the people you scam. The Secure Lock Core offers unmatched absorption for when you're full of shit, which is most likely all the time. These diapers keep you dry and comfortable so you can attend all 500 hours of webinars this week and not miss your chance to sign up a homeless man to your scam. Maybe he also needs the diapers, huh? Brought to you by the same people who brought to you Tiny Digger condoms and Fantasia foot spray. Buy Tiny Digger diapers today. Located at Shoppers Drug Mart, Rexall, Walmart, Target, your local CVS pharmacy, and in your favorite con artist nightstand. No matter where your day takes you from webinar to webinar, you will always be dry and you won't have to cry. Thank you for listening to a message from today's sponsor. Violet asks, Tiny Digger condoms also available at Stacy's R Us? Maybe. Hi, Jens. Good to see you. And then the captain over here says, all women are berserker demons 1 week a month. So there you have it.
Sorry, there's a problem with the connection today for some reason.
Back to Gladys.
I can only build on what you have said because as we know, we are one family, and listening to you, I can feel part of myself in each and every one of you. We were brought together to Onpassive by one vision, and one person is our brother and CEO, Mr. Ash Mufare. And I came to Onpassive in 2018, and the reason why I came in is because I knew that finally
she's been in since the very beginning.
Finally, I will have time freedom. Francine, you said.
And how is that time freedom going for you?
You are in New York.
Guess not.
If you have children and you are in these developed countries, you know what it means to be a mother. And it can be draining, it can be time consuming, but it's a beautiful thing.
But you just said time freedom. What do you mean?
The most difficult time as a mom to me was not having enough time with my young children, because once they grow and they go out, they are gone. And we cannot recover the times that we have lost.
And you've already wasted 6 years. Again, you've wasted 6 years doing nothing.
And that's why when I first heard about Onpassive and heard about time freedom, I said I will do whatever it takes to be in, to embrace the mission, because I could connect with it. I found that thing that I've been looking for. I wanted to finally have time freedom.
I'm a mom and I'm looking at the same thing you're looking at, and I think it's not a good idea and very time consuming for no payoff.
So that I can spend time with my children.
Okay.
So that was the main reason I came in. But when I came in, life started to...
Your kids were young and now they're getting older and you're still not able to spend time with them because you haven't even been able to sell products yet.
Change. I started hearing, a few leaders here and there sharing about Onpassive. Even though I loved it so much, I was so nervous. I could never talk to anybody. I could never have two people sitting together and I'm talking to them about Onpassive.
What?
But as I looked and watched the others do it, I was moved. I said, why should I not share about this beautiful vision? I started one by one, and through the encouragement and mentorship of the leaders of Onpassive, some of them on this panel, some of them not here, I am comfortable, and this is a gift, and that will help me not only in Onpassive. Even if I left Onpassive today, or I do other things out there, I'm comfortable talking to people. And I thank God for this opportunity.
See, and that's the thing about MLMs too, is that they might push you to get a job, go out and join clubs, go and join Facebook groups, go and be social outside of Onpassive, let's say. But it's all under the guise of you doing so in order to spread the word about Onpassive. So it's like, yeah, go out and tell other people in your life and go out and find social clubs that you can also dupe into joining this thing. It's not about you and, you know, your social life or them caring about you at all. It's just to get more people in.
It has transformed not only me, but so many other people. Then I saw Onpassive giving before getting. When we first launched, I remember it was...
Which again, you could get from any kind of social group.
It was March 30th, 2022 in India. And I saw Onpassive doing something with Obless before the company could make its own money, you know.
The Obless is not a thing. So how were they doing something with Obless when it doesn't exist? You did a bunch of brainstorming with Chris about what you hoped you'd be able to do with Obless. And that hasn't even happened in a while.
To start selling products, we saw the company give setting a very good example. And from there, I knew it's not just words that the CEO is speaking, but it's action first before actually even the words.
Yeah, which again, a whole lot of nothing. Oh, I'll have the product out. Fucking 6 years go by, one product that you can sell.
Inspired me because I am very passionate, and I know as many of you here, of uplifting humanity, of doing something. I can work.
And that's why they used that. They realized that they weren't getting a lot of people to sign up with their shoddy technology and their technology ideas, because people want to see it then. Okay, let's see these products. Oh, I haven't invented them yet, you know? So it was like, what can we use to get people in this thing? Oh, I know. We're going to uplift humanity.
And feed my family, and I thank God for that. But I do not have enough to be able to help as much as I could. And I knew that this dream, this movement, this will really help me. As a believer, I had my own biases, you know, different religions, different, you know, ideologies, different attitudes towards another religion. That has completely disappeared from me because of Onpassive.
So in other words, you don't have any more personality at all? Or are you just saying that you used to be a bigot and now you're not anymore because of Onpassive? I don't understand.
It's not me to judge you who you believe, or who you worship. Myself, I'm a believer and I am a Christian, but I embrace all my brothers in Onpassive and sisters, because in Onpassive, religion should not tear us apart. I have realized that there are so many things that religions can do if we come together to address the issues in the world, something I could never see before. Because my background, my upbringing, I knew that I was the right one, and so I had no room to do anything with anybody else. That has completely disappeared, and I thank God for that. We are from different parts of the world, different cultures, different upbringing, but it's in Onpassive that you see, just as the US is referred as the melting pot, I see Onpassive as a melting pot of different cultures where we embrace each other, where we are looking forward to work together. Already we have affiliates doing beautiful things across the world. You know, what an affiliate from a different country completely doing something. I can give an example of our brother Chris here. He completely transformed the school in Rwanda. I believe if it was not for Onpassive, you could never have a clue what Rwanda is, unless maybe you saw it on the map. These are the beautiful things, and it's because of Onpassive building on those values that we had from before. But I've also to say, I've heard people who say they never had the same heart to help before they came to Onpassive. So these are some of the things that give me hope, that encourage me, that I'm looking forward to see much more happening. Thank you so much. I give it back to you, Brother Chris. You know I can talk forever.
And I could keep listening forever. Gladys, awesome. This is a we company. All together. I love that you touched on religious
again, like technology companies don't do this. It's weird.
Beliefs. I love the fact that you taught me many things like that about how we're supposed to love our neighbor, no matter who they are. And I love that. That's what I mostly love about Onpassive. But I want to tell you something. I will say this from the bottom of my heart. Without moms in this world, without women in this world, I think we'd be a weak world. You guys make it beautiful, pouring out your love, showing your love, and that's really what Onpassive is about. So,
but it's not. Onpassive is not about people getting together to show their love. It's supposed to be a technology company that you make a commission when you build a team in.
Gladys, I love you. Thank you very much. That was absolutely beautiful. Now, the last. Because I love when she goes last. We discuss this every day. I'm very good friends with Robin Noble. We bring her on last. I don't know why, because she's that good, I say.
You saved her for last? We saved the best for last. Oh, gosh. Are you guys ready for the voice? The voice?
I love her. Another lady that gives me lots of wisdom.
It creeped me out about as much, so... There's that. Not all women are mothers. No, and that's absolutely fine. They have to make the analogy of the pregnancy thing was just, I think, carrying through. And it's bizarre. Very fucking bizarre. Jen says, hours of empty chit-chat to detract from the commissions that won't ever be paid, right? It's like, what are we doing here? This is the weirdest fucking let's celebrate woman stream because they're not actually celebrating each other or women at all. They're just having a bunch of women celebrating Onpassive. Like, that's not really like celebrating women, you know, or even celebrating the women in Onpassive when you're just having them come up to praise Onpassive. How are you celebrating them? Seems like you're all celebrating Onpassive and Ash.
Lots of encouragement. One thing I love about all of you, you've never let me down. You've always inspired, not just me, but everyone. You're sitting some beautiful comments in here. And on that note, Miss Robin Noble, the floor is yours.
I would rather Foodie Beauty be the voice of Canada than Robin Noble. Okay? That's how angry I am that you just said she was the voice of Canada. Robbing, I like that, is going to speak down to everyone now and scold them for not spelling Onpassive in all caps. I feel like even when she's like talking the nicest to people, it still is in this tone of like, she's scolding. Like, she could be complimenting me and I would still be like, oh my God, what did I do wrong to this woman? Like, I don't know. She just has that tone. Marty today kept drilling that no commissions, just keep waiting. Yeah. Yeah, just keep waiting. Any day. Any day now. All credit goes to Violet for calling her robbing. Good. Credit to Violet then.
Wow. Thank you, Chris, so much. Marty, thank you for having us all together. But thank you so much for this amazing panel of women, international women.
Okay.
So for the first time, I think I'm really sorry I'm talking last. To follow what has been said by these amazing ladies.
Why are we sucking up so much?
Very special, very touching. I'm honored, and I'm honored to be here with all of you. First of all, I want to touch on mums. Andrea.
Hi, Mordecai.
Danka, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for representing the mothers of Onpassive, those who are still with us and those who have moved into the heavens and who are celebrating watching all of us and
Oh my
helping all of
God.
us stay true to the path with Onpassive. My mum was part of the Onpassive journey for a couple of years, nearly 3 years with me. And she was on all the calls. She supported what Ash was doing.
Your mom spent her last few years in this? Jesus Christ, Robin. And then you're going to do the same.
She had the insights and spirit and heart like you, Corinne, and she would love you. She was on your same wavelength and understood exactly what you were saying. Her African roots immediately would have tied her to Gladys and Francine. And because of her French, her love of the French language, she made sure that my sister and I were educated in French. So this is all important and such a special day today. I'm going to put in a quick disclaimer for our male founders and just say we love you dearly as well. But today it's the women that we're celebrating. But men, you are part of this as well. And the men who joined Onpassive are very, very special. You too have got tender hearts and a very special understanding of life and of where you want to be and how you want the world to be. So I leave that with you. I know there'll be a celebration of men on the panel coming soon, as there have been in the past. But I'm moving to the women. Corinne, when you said ego to we go, incredible, absolutely.
Ego to we go.
Ego, the solitary singular figure, and the we go together. Absolutely beautiful. Another one of the phrases I think that will take off in all of this because it is so special.
Take off.
Onpassive's mission, Onpassive's goal, Ash's dream has been to unite and to go together. We go magnificent, in addition to all the wonderful things that he says. Another one that we know and we've heard and seen used frequently is impossible. When you look at the word impossible, it actually means I'm possible when you break it down. So again, in Onpassive, I'm possible. We are all possible in what we are able to do in Onpassive, from being shy and quiet to being able to speak to thousands of people without even knowing that you're doing it. And it's natural and normal now for everybody to jump onto webinars and speak. How beautiful is that? You know, so many people stutter and are scared to speak to the public and do public speaking. How many people have just blossomed through Onpassive and the platform of OConnect to be able to speak publicly? So,
okay, so was this a public speaking club?
These are some of the celebrations that we should be thinking of when we think of Onpassive. And the fact that we have met people around the world, the countries that so many didn't even know existed and who they were, the type of lives that they live, their hopes, their dreams, quite frankly, are very similar to every one of ours on the panel. We all bleed red. We all cry salty tears. We are united through our heart, exactly as Corinne says. We're different vibrations. We're different physical. We're different beautiful colors of the rainbow. But in our hearts, we are all connected. And that is part of what Onpassive is doing.
It's so hard to get through, Robin. Okay? I don't know what it is about you. Whenever Robin, it just doesn't come off as genuine. I feel like she's just throwing out expressions at people. And then, like, talking down to them still. Like, she thinks everyone's an idiot that she's talking to. I don't know. It's like her tone. I can't stand it.
And has brought to us. Some of the words that describe women, and I'm doing this and writing these down as I was listening to all of you here today. The strength of all of you, your beauty, your creativity, merciful, your forgiveness of others, your grace, being generous, you're compassionate, you're inquisitive, you ask questions, you want to know, you're learning.
No, they don't, though. You guys don't ask questions. I have a really good question to ask right now. All right, and the next time you guys are on a webinar, it's a good one. It should be your number one question in this moment, and not one of you are asking it. It's, where are my commissions? Okay? If the only question you're asking yourself is, why do I love Onpassive so much over and over again, you're asking the wrong question.
You're compassionate. You're intelligent. The intelligence of the women in Onpassive and how you've shown up and brought so much forward.
Like, do you know how I mean? Like, the way that she's talking to them, she's like, oh my God, I can't believe that all of you wonderful women are so intelligent. Good for you. I don't know, I just hate it.
Capable, intuitive, motivated. In many cases, you are the heads of the families. You handle finances. You look after children. You play the role of both parents because the husband is out working, or the husband isn't around, or the husband has died. There are so many roles that the mother and the woman plays. And she's not playing them, she's living them. That's her. It's all part of the beautiful mosaic of a woman. You're diplomatic.
Yeah, see, Joe says they don't like that question. They banned me for asking it. And that's what I mean. Like, you literally ban people for asking certain questions, and you have the gall to come on here and be like, you guys are so inquisitive and you ask so many questions. Like, when? Or the husband's dying. Yeah, I know. It's turning into a very weird time. The legs are open and the head is out. It's coming. It's almost here. It's time 6 years. Like, Robin.
Yes, it would be so easy to fly off the handle and shout and scream all the time. But you're diplomatic with children, with...
How do you know? Honestly, how do you know, Robin? Some of these people could be beating their kids. How do you know? You don't even see them parent their kids. They just sit on webinars and then suck Ash's anus. Like, I don't even know how you can say stuff like this.
Who are having...
Like, this is why it's not genuine. Because she's like, oh, you're just such a great mom. All the stuff you deal with. And, you know, your kids, they scream sometimes. And you don't get upset. I'm like, seriously. Like, did you see Marty? Do you see Marty sometimes when he mutes and it looks like he's screaming at his grandkids? That worries me sometimes, where I'm like, whoa, what is he doing? Like, you don't know a thing about these people other than what they think about Onpassive. And that they kiss your guys' ass.
Discussions that might get a little heated. You're ambitious. You want the best for your family, for your children. And we want the best for Onpassive. And inspiring. Just listen to what's been said here today. Absolutely magnificent.
What?
And to be part of this.
Like, it's so weird. We're all connected. This is an international company. I feel it within my heart. Onpassive is amazing. That's all that's been said here. Like, I'm sorry, but it's no different than any other fucking webinar.
And to know all of you and to meet more of you, it's beautiful. This is something that is so special. And I think the people...
Yes, because no other MLM does webinars with international people in them. Not one.
In Onpassive recognize this.
Nope.
And we want to nurture this. We want to hold this in our heart.
Onpassive is a 6-year pregnancy. I know. And Sherry, let me tell you, someone that's been pregnant for 9 months, I really did not like pregnancy. Pregnancy was the part of everything that I hated. Out of all of the parts of becoming a parent and being a parent, pregnancy is really the only one that I had an issue with. So 6 years of that, I wouldn't have gotten through it. Okay. Lord, that sounds awful. That sounds awful. I did not, Joe. It was even the second biggest of that day. Yeah, there was somebody that had a bigger baby than me on the same day. You know? But she was the third biggest that year, 2014.
But we also want to show the world that there is another way of doing things. There is...
Jesus Christ, if I was pregnant for 6 years, like...
Love
connection. I only got through 9 months.
Connection.
All right, and like, she was late, okay? My daughter was 11 pounds, 13 ounces. The woman that had a pregnancy or sorry, a birth like, it was only like an hour before mine too. Hannah was born at like 7:30 right on the dot. This woman gave birth at like 6:30. Her baby ended up being like 13 pounds. So Hannah was 11, 13. Her baby ended up being 13 pounds. And she had a vaginal birth. I had a C-section. And I was like, oh no, she wins. Like, and I guess there was one other baby that was just over 13 pounds that had also been born that year. So we were the 3 biggest babies of 2014. And that was in September. So, you know, I don't know if any more were born. Like after that, there's so few months left of the year. So maybe there's more that were, but at that time, that's what they told me at the hospital. At least for the Ottawa General anyway. Because I was like, we were like, is this one of the biggest babies? They were like, actually, there's a woman that had a 13, I think it was like 13.2 or something. I was like, oh my God, no thank you.
There can be peace. It can be respect.
Yeah, that's usual size.
And yes, we can still have our disagreements. We can still have our questions and even doubts, but we can talk about it. We can resolve it together. So with all of this within Onpassive, the background, yes, I joined at the end of 2018. I've been here ever since. I've been so fortunate to meet so many people. And although there was an accident in 2004 that changed my life in such a scary way and terminated so abruptly something that I loved doing.
Oh my God, working the
when I discovered and was introduced to Onpassive, and Andrea, like Angie, I put my heels down. I was not in right away. It took 3 or 4 messages from the individual to say, this is something that you really might find interesting. And as soon as I paid attention, there was no going back. I was in. And it just resonated. It opened up a part of me that I hadn't even known was almost closed so tightly that it would never open again. And Onpassive has allowed me to come forward again as well. And it's helped so many people in different scenarios in their own lives.
It's interesting how all of them are in a vulnerable place when they find Onpassive, isn't it? Hello, Scam Chan.
To face their fears, to face their terrors, and to move forward.
Yeah.
The support of this beautiful, beautiful family and sisterhood, brotherhood of what is Onpassive.
Oh my God.
In the purest sense of acceptance, of tolerance, of friendship, and of...
But again, acceptance of what? Of being lied to and manipulated? Tolerating what? Not getting your payments and all the products sucking when you try to use them? Like O-Connect fucking freezes constantly, or it buffers or whatever. Like what are you talking about? There is nothing. I feel like out of all the times I should have been heard to talk up Onpassive, right now should be the time.
Love is something that we want to keep happening and going and growing as it expands out into the world.
It's true. That's what they do, especially this one. Onpassive, like I said, really went out of their way to go international, but the way they did it is they looked for vulnerable places, vulnerable communities. Went in there, promised them, like they look for communities that don't even have running water, that don't even have the internet to join on to this technology scam. It's like, what the fuck would they need that for? And it was because they knew that, you know, it was going to be easier to get them to join. So they went out searching for these people. And it's just so frustrating. Because, you know, like, people that are doing well are already not doing well. They don't need you to come up and do all these broken promises, you know, and then fuck them over. Like, just nobody needs that. So if you're going to go out and search for vulnerable people to make promises to them, could you at least keep the fucking promises? Like, you know, that thing with Chris in the school was like fucking 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Like, it's like, yeah, you've done like a couple small little things. Okay, but nothing compared to what you promised. Not even close. Like bringing data centers to communities that don't have access to the internet, and then telling them that access to the internet is going to be extra special because they're going to be a part of this business, and then it's going to give them generational wealth. And then they just don't even do it. Or like, oh, we'll build you water filtration system. That will help you. You know, you must get dehydrated while you're sitting on all our webinars. And then they just don't do it. And it's not like Ash hasn't had $108 million all at one time. You know?
So thank you so much, ladies, for coming here today. There are so many more unsung heroes who are out there in the Onpassive founders.
She really does have this like superiority about her. And that's why it's like she talks down to people. Like her whole tone and cadence, just everything about it is just off. And it just seems so fake to me. Like if Marty and Chris seem more genuine to me than she does. There's just like, she's very robotic almost. And the way that she says things, you're like, you don't actually mean that. Like, she says what you want to hear instead of what she actually means or feels. You know? I get like that feeling from her on top of all the superiority complex stuff and the way she like talks down to people like she thinks everyone else is stupid. It's like, oh, all of it together is just not good.
Field. We will eventually get to know many, many of you, and those of you who want to come forward are doing it already when you feel safe and comfortable to do so.
We're in trouble.
There are so many more out there that we're going to meet, and how wonderful is that? And men, you are so important in our lives because you offer many of the same qualities that I read off for our women here. And you bring an essential energy to all of this as well, the balancing energy. We need you. We need you to be aware of your strengths and your gentleness.
Like, this is the weirdest version of someone trying to talk someone up that I've ever heard.
And allow that to come through as well. It's not a sign of weakness. It's one of the biggest strengths.
Do you feel
to be able to show your emotion.
Just like feel her words for a minute. You know, just like it just doesn't come off as she actually believes this.
In honesty, in truth. Not under a camera showing something because you think it's what should be done or said, but because it truly is coming from you, your heart, and your belief.
I mean, it's more than what I can say about you, Robin.
I wish you all a wonderful day. I thank you. Chris, Marty, you've done it again. Ladies on this panel, international magnificence, and the power and the love continues to spread and to flow. And I'm just so grateful to be here with all of you and to be part of Onpassive. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Wow. Now you know why. Now you know why she goes last. Robin, you did say one thing of the guys have some of the qualities. I love that because I took away many things from all these ladies today that I'm definitely going to introduce into my life, and that's compassion, love, strength, and that.
Like, you didn't have any of that? You know, a whole family that really cared about you, but you know.
That's what I see in all of you. Again, Robin, thank you for that. Canada, by the way, I forgot to say Canada. I do have a quick announcement.
Please just don't mention it. I'm quite embarrassed. Thanks, Chris.
I want to say thank you to Kevin Rutledge and Pam for making this absolute beautiful.
Like, of course, Robin would come from Canada. You know, like all of them.
Backdrop. If you look on Gladys, she's got
Robin and Michael Williams aim. Like
it up there. Kevin, appreciate your time. Thank you. And the OTech pros, the guys, we're gonna.
He does need to grow a pair. He does. He needs to grow a pair, and he needs to also
stop going there. bring on the guys today at 12 o'clock.
what?
Make sure you
What
come
are we
and see them.
congratulating Robin for? What did Robin do other than creep us all out?
I personally want to thank every one of you for.
Agent says she's the polar opposite of a naysayer. You nailed it. That she has no real opinion and just says what she thinks we want to hear. No charisma whatsoever. It's like this disconnect. You know, it's like I don't know. Her words doesn't feel like it comes from her. Like, I don't know. It's just like they're not connected. Her heart and her words not connected.
Sharing, inspiring.
It's very robotic.
Because that's what I want to show people, and this is why we do this.
I still don't know what we did here today. Okay, like what was this for? Like, I was really expecting it to be some kind of celebration of like they didn't even really celebrate how long they've been in Onpassive. At the very least, could you have done that a bit? I feel like it was just Chris and Marty complimenting them when they introduced them. And then they just tell their why story again, which is something that they've been telling over and over again, all of them, for weeks. Like, to the point where, like, if I have to hear Marty's one more time, I might actually start smashing things. It's literally told it on like every single fucking stream he's done for like 3 months now. Everyone. That's all this was. There was no celebration of woman happening here. Like, I get it, okay? Most of the people on this screen here are women, but what are we doing? Like, we didn't even hear about that woman thing that they're doing. I was at least expecting that. Like, you know, you bring all the women in the company together and then maybe use that opportunity to talk about the apparent woman product that you're making. Remember they said they were doing woman or whatever? I don't know what it was called. I'm pretty sure it was like women or something like that they were going to call it. But like that didn't even happen. Like there was nothing really woman themed about this. It was just weird.
What Onpassive is all about. So a
bunch of nonsense. Just a bunch of talking nonsense is exactly what Onpassive is all about, I guess. Was the celebration letting them speak? That's what I mean. Like, it comes off not very good. It just, like, what are we celebrating? Alb says, this is why we do this, because no one has anything to do all day while they wait for those payouts that are never going to come. Pretty much. And like I said, I feel like this was just them having a little meeting. Maybe some of these women were starting to doubt. Maybe they were scared they were starting to doubt. So they were like, I know, we'll have them on. Get them to tell their why. You know, whenever you doubt when you're in an MLM, they say to think of your why. If you've never been in one before, it's a big thing. That's why I feel like right now they keep telling their story over and over again. It's like they're trying to convince themselves and everyone else that they're not second guessing this thing. And the only way that they can really do that is by just continuously saying why it is they joined it and what all the great things are about it. So they just keep doing that like over and over and over again. And that's all this was. It was just like Jen said, like, we'll just let the women do it this time. We'll let them talk, you know? It was woman because that's totally a thing that exists and not just Ash putting in front of words to make it seem like this is huge with lots of products and worth waiting for. It was a thing for like a few days. But yes, there's been a few of his speeches very, very recently where I swear to God, he's just putting in front of things. Like there was one where he listed off like 6 fucking products. I hadn't heard of at least 4 of them. I was like, whoa, what ones are these? And we got the list of like the first 50 products that were supposed to come out. Recovering Hunbot used to always use it as her background. A lot of you might remember seeing it from that. So like when they start listing off things we've never heard of, we're kind of like, whoa, where did this one come from? Are we just throwing O's in front of words now? Like, what are we doing? yeah, it's like a celebration of not leaving, right? Like that's kind of what they're just all doing now. Because again, the only way to keep people hooked is to have them convince themselves by remembering their why. It's a lot better than trying to convince them. And it sounds a lot better to just continuously reiterate your why than it is to kind of like preach about why people should stay. You know? It just looks better. More manipulative, but that's what we're doing here, isn't it? I count this as a net loss for women. I'm with you, Wes. I'm with you. It gets more strange every day. It really does, though. It does. And as the days go on, you get a little more frustrated with them staying. I'm just going to warn you. You know, as time goes on more and more, you get more and more like, why are these people still here? The fuck are they still doing here? Like, so sometimes I just scream it out because I'm like, I know a bunch of you are thinking it. So we're just going to scream it sometimes. What the fuck are you doing? What the hell is this thing, you know? Because it gets more and more ridiculous. Or it just drags out for longer and longer. And you're like, what the fuck will it take? What will it take? Bless you! My husband just sneezed like 50 times. Oh, he's still going. Bless you! Money is not going to come. I mean, it hasn't yet, so I'm not very hopeful. Red also said today that they might cancel 360 this week due to nothing new to say, and also, I'm assuming that Ash is also taken off these next couple weeks. Because he did do the webinar, their impromptu one there last week, right? But that was right before he went for his very serious ear surgery that he needs 2 weeks to recover from. So, I mean, what would they do? Are they just going to come out? They would just come out and do this again. And like, I think we'd be okay without it, you know? Maybe they're doing these webinars to keep putting out constant content with the hope of getting pennies and ads. I think it's a little bit of that too, right? You can't stop making the content every day. Right? Especially since I'm sure a lot of them are depending on the AdSense here. Your best customer is the one you can keep from leaving. Pretty much in an MLM, yeah. Hello, Stricardo. Just think how Microsoft would have been if they had held countless webinars for the mentally inadequate. Right? Then they wouldn't have gotten anything done in 6 years either. That's what I mean. Like, maybe we should not be doing webinars every single day for hours on end. You know, like maybe that's some of the problem here. We know it was at the beginning with Ash for sure. I think we can all agree that at one point, Ash just coming out and doing webinars every day for like 5-6 hours was probably part of the reason why he couldn't get anything else done. Right? Like you can't, that was kind of what was so frustrating about it. It's because it was like, we know you're not doing anything else because you've literally just sat here doing webinars for hours on end every day. Right? And I think that's why he stopped showing up so much. Because now he actually has had to do a few things. Yeah, Sam says there's going to be so much Ash worship when he gets back. I think so. And I'm wondering, is he going to come back with the payments? Or what's going to happen with that? Have a good one, Joe. We're almost done here. I think we only have like just over 10 minutes of this to get through.
I can't even say thank you enough for the words that you guys just said.
Which again was a whole lot of nothing. I don't know what we're doing here.
Nothing but beautiful love. Okay. And again, that's what Onpassive is all about. Marty DeGarmo, back to you.
Marty DeGarmo, back to you.
OMG. Amazing. Days
He's so hip with the kids.
Like this are my reason why. Absolutely.
See?
And
for my reason why. Absolutely.
To sum it up, you know, ego to we go. I'm sorry, Corinne, that's going to be stapled to you for the rest of your life. I absolutely love that.
Remember, they're only getting $143 US back. You know, so
I'm going to be using
nobody here is going to be a millionaire like they're making it sound like.
Using it. You know, I want to round things up. I remember when COVID came in 2020.
You know what, Jen? I wouldn't be surprised if he came back and was all like, oh, I invested the money into new technology and the pay will have to wait. Or, you know, we had to pay for some of the offices and whatnot. And they would probably just accept it. Money must come in and not go out.
Dark time for the world. But light has no power unless there's darkness.
Wow.
And during all the worst times that we ever saw, we had to find a place where we could get together. So there was light in the middle of the dark, and it was a big light, and we're still seeing it.
But like, what do you mean?
Now, and it's growing daily, you know, and I look back at.
You hate anything negative against this company. You scream at me all the time because I don't just come on here and kiss your asses. What do you mean?
That time, and I remember 2020, 4 years ago.
Do you know what I remember about 2020? After I found out about Onpassive and I went looking back at 2020, I was like, oh wow, this video conferencing app's always been a thing. You know what would have been a really great time to release that? Probably 2020. Missed the opportunity there. That would have been a good time to launch. Hey, isn't that what Zoom did? Yeah, it is. Yep, Zoom popped off in 2020. And allegedly, there were, I know, because I've listened to a lot of the streams, Nash had it all done back then. He said so many, many times. So the fact that you're even bringing up 2020 right now is kind of pissing me off a bit. Because I'm like, okay, yeah, but you missed that. That's a missed opportunity of yours. Like, do you not understand that? Now you're here 4 years later. You have an app that is 3 times the price and does way less because it hardly works. So I don't understand how you could sit there and be like, oh my God, 2020, yeah, no, it was dark times, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and it was also a missed opportunity. I would just shut up about it. I know, so profound. Light does not happen if there is no darkness. Marty DeGarmo, 2024. Vote for him today.
Right about now, we had 100,000 people. That's it.
I don't even think you had 100,000 people back then, but okay, sure.
And then to a year later, we were 1 million. Because
you can't see the light because of the darkness. Ash, 2018.
In the darkness, the light shined. And because Ash was a light.
Wow, in the darkness, the light shines. It just gets better.
We all drew to that.
And Ash was the light. And us, we are the moth. And we came to flapping our little wings to go beyond that little light on the flame.
That's what brought us together. Not the technology. We don't know technology. We hear about it. We use it. But that's what happened.
So, like, what are you doing in a whole company dedicated to technology if you don't know technology? And how are you here for 6 years and you don't think to go and learn something? I need to know.
And I'm so fortunate to be
Ash
part
was
of
a
this.
nightlight.
Getting you ladies together it made my day. And we'll definitely keep doing this.
Except for black holes, like where they've thrown their money into, right? Ash is very dim. Mm-hmm.
We'll be calling on you again, so don't hide. Don't try to get away. We know you now.
See, what the hell was that? Don't hide, don't try to get away. I want to quit.
I'm just kidding. But thank you very much. I'd like, if anybody'd like to say a closing remark, it's okay, because Red's not coming on, but thank you, all of you. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Chris, go ahead.
If you got...
Why is Chris talking again? I thought that he said back to you, Marty, and then we were going to be done here.
If you want to speak one more time, which I hope you do, raise your hand like this. All right, let's start out with Corinne.
Thank you. Yes.
Wait, but do they all get a chance now to say goodbye? Like, is that what we're doing?
I would like to say thank you to you, everybody. And Chris, you know that you are in the role of a man with the heart of a woman. So the divine feminine is every
with the heart of a woman. There's so many things wrong with that statement. Like, men can't have a good heart. It's only women. In order for a man to have a good heart, it has to be the heart of a woman? That's a little insulting. I wouldn't be happy about that if I was a man. I would be a little bit like, well, fuck you, lady. Like, what the... Also, do all women have good hearts? Been hurt by just as many women as I have men. I'm just saying.
Every single human being. And Marty DeGarmo also. He is so rich. So beautiful.
Was that like a nice way of calling him fat? He's so rich in flesh.
So
hard.
Open for everything and facing and authentic.
It says women biologically have smaller hearts. She dissed Chris good.
And there with his presence all the time. This
all the time.
Is very, very, very valuable. And as you know, one of the mantras of Onpassive is the mother of all businesses, isn't it? So yes,
they're all vulnerable.
Power of the mother. I'm a mother.
Right? They didn't say I was doing the best in my life. It was the best time of my life. I was so successful. And then I heard about Onpassive, and so I joined it. It's never that. It's always like I was down and out, looking for something extra in our world, you know?
Two in a role. However, it's always a birthing process of ourselves too. Every day, the mother of all businesses, Aja Mufara.
The mother of all businesses? Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Has also
the mother of all businesses. Like, this business doesn't even have a profit. It just has $108 million that he transferred to his wife's bank account and then pocketed. Like, how do you... Oh. Have you never heard of any other business? Like, I'm having a hard time here.
Heart.
And I'm a woman, damn it. Definitely didn't think of me when you did this webinar.
Of a woman, a heart of gold, and a genius mind, and together combined it's just geniality, pure sense, and clarity. And
yeah, no, this lady is fucking wacky as hell if she thinks that Marty DeGarmo over here is a fucking genius. We've got screws loose. All right?
And yes, he attracted. He's the beacon of light, the main beacon of light, and attracted us, everybody, with this law of attraction, this pureness.
Like this?
And I like to change perspectives always.
Like, how depraved do you have to be to look up to Marty DeGarmo and think he's a genius? Imagine looking at this man, even in this fucking screen. He even looks dopey here. Just imagine looking at this man and being like, yes, this is who I aspire to be like. He is an absolute genius. Like, oh God, you have to have something wrong with you. You do for that. I'm sorry. Like this dude.
If that's a cult, call me Reverend Jim Jones. Okay, let's go to Guyana. All right, no joke.
Real big genius.
And this is something I would like to give.
He's like, I am so smart. SMRT.
Input when if in case you're stuck anywhere, change perspective. Change the perspective, and you will realize that there is.
It's interesting when they say change the perspective, right? Because Scam Chan says, remember, it isn't about money after all of these years. It's about heart and webinar engagement, right? You just got to change your perspective, and then you won't be mad that Ash isn't paying you commissions. Just don't care about getting them. You're the problem, really. You got to do more positive thinking and just change your perspective.
Said impossible. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. We have eternal possibilities. And in us, if we look within, we have this whole cosmos, just like the Onpassive ecosystem, which is more than beyond and growing. We can reflect ourselves and be mirroring with Ash and the whole movement. How can we explore within our genial...
Oh my God, she's gonna blow. Okay.
Our talents, our gifts, and share them.
It does look like it's a microphone, yeah. Yeah, we're buying equipment for this. She has a better microphone than I do.
They're safe. You can choose to feel safe or not. You choose. You are creating.
You don't just choose to feel safe. Okay, go tell that to somebody that's living in a war zone right now. Don't worry, you've preyed on several of them, so you'll be able to find one. All you have to do is just feel safe, and then you are safe. I don't know, maybe that's triggering me. Someone with a trauma disorder, maybe I'm like, fuck you, lady. All right, you can't just feel safe and then be safe. It doesn't work like that.
Creating your own reality, and that's I like to remember to
create your own world, where Ash Mufara made you a millionaire. You just live in your own little world, where you're the most richest person, and then everything will be okay.
There's so many talents and so many perspectives and so many experiences. However, we're in the moment of the now, the eternal now, today, and every.
This is not on O Connect. This one was not held on O Connect, and because it's not held on O Connect, that's why it is working so well. If it was held on O Connect, they would all be freezing up quite often. But always look for the little green voice box. That's the best way to tell. If the little green voice box is popping up in the window of the person that's talking, it's O Connect. If it's not there, like on here, then it's StreamYard. I believe that they were in StreamYard for this. So it looks very StreamYard to me.
Day in the now. So we are creating together our reality.
It makes this equally, like, if anything, it actually makes it more funny. It makes it funnier that while they're doing all of this, they're not even using their product that they're depending on to be able to do all of this shit.
So powerful because we have so much diversity. And I love you all. I love you all and everybody who's going to listen to this. And remember, love is always the answer.
Right? Exactly. Indian founders join, speakers popping in all the time because they said they fixed that, but they didn't. The StreamYard logo in the top right is mine, Jens. That's why they're not going by it, because I use StreamYard. So they're like, that's Queen's logo. So that one's mine. So it's not, I don't know if you can see theirs underneath mine. I can't from where I am. But they usually take out the StreamYard logo. You can pay money on StreamYard to remove it. Or if you like just don't want to have it on there, right? I don't really care. If you know I use StreamYard, so I don't care. But that's why I say the best way to know if they're on O Connect or not is look for the little green voice box. If it's there, O Connect. If not, then it's probably StreamYard because that's what most of us use out here. And based on how their names are showing up on their screens there, it looks like how mine is showing up. If I remove this, see, you can see Queen of Karma it looks like that. So it looks like they did StreamYard. I know. I like this StreamYard logo. Like, how did that duck get there? I like it a lot.
The universe, the cosmos talks in frequency, in love. And of course, we have the shadows. Oh, they're welcome. If I get the...
You have to be here for like 4 years to get that joke.
Trigger. I am so grateful I can operate my maintenance, maintenance. Business. I love challenges, and I have had ugly experiences. Don't believe I'm just here, but
this lady loopy as hell. All right, she loopy as hell. I got loopy. So weird.
I've went through. I am so deep in trust in life, in divine, in source, in my decision of stepping into this beautiful movement.
She's having a full
on is already changing, not in the future, already changing now.
Blame her, okay? Corinne's making me want to fucking have a nap.
It's changing now, every day, every minute. It's just now, and I thank you for being the change yourself, everyone.
Andrea. Okay, she's loony as hell. All right, and somebody that has also spent a lot of time on here calling out these cuckoo pseudoscience pushers and like witches that think they can cast spells and things like that. This lady kooky as hell, okay?
As mother, beautiful, beautiful, and you do such a beautiful team with Auntie and Auntie. We know each other since long, and we have went through different waves, and that's the life. That's life. At the end of the day,
I'd be pretty bored in this thing too at this point. Like, where's my fucking money? I'd be pretty pissed. But Lord, she is loony. Hello, Mark. Good to see you. Hey. Just landed in Malta for some sun. Are these the crazy ladies of non-massive? Yes, that's a good thing to call it. The crazy ladies of non-massive.
Redfern would say, everything is fine. Everything is fine. You choose if it's...
Right, that's what it is. It's people that are lonely and they maybe don't have a big sense of community. So they're just looking for their community, and then they stumble upon this. And she's a great example of that.
Fine for you or not. If you want to write on the different challenges, you can do. But it's question of the vibe, the frequency. Choose to be joyful, to be thankful, to be grateful, and we have all the reasons to be, and always in prayer and in a kind of a bliss state. Grateful to our...
You know what happened? Robin pumped her all up. All right. And told her that her mom would love her and shit. Now we got to hear from her going off again.
Genius brother and friend.
Fuck you, Robin.
Ashmo Farah and his wife and his children. And
what does his children have to do with this? I kind of hope that his kids grow up and they're like, my dad is a fucking con artist and I'm going to do better by my family. Please leave his children out of it.
Team who is
working
with him directly.
I'd love to leave his wife out of it too. I mean, he's the one that brought her in because he transferred all the money to her account and then, gave her the Singapore office. So now she's kind of stuck in it. But again, I don't have any proof that his wife actually has anything to do with this thing. For all we know, he could just be using her name. I mean, it looks like that in terms of other things, so.
And open for more and offering every time more value.
Yeah,
we have seen this is a collective movement which belongs to the new time now, the new era. For me, has begun already. We are in. Thank you. Again, Marty, thank you. I appreciate your presence.
You think he's a genius.
All days I've been...
And just the fact that you think Marty is a fucking genius tells me that I cannot trust you at all. Like, I can't trust you at all and what you think about anything. Like, I just, no.
Sharing with you here the lives. And at the moment, the last time
Oh yeah, bourbon enthusiast. Do you have to go to like meetings where people try to promote to you the different alcohols? Because when I was working in social work, we had pill meetings where people would come and they would actually like tell us about the different medications for people with schizophrenia. And it used to be really fucking annoying. And they were also loony. I'm assuming it's very similar to what I went through with that. You having these alcohol meetings where they're probably trying to sell you their alcohol. And it is very MLM feely.
I've chose to take over a few other.
Lamar says, Ash stated that the reason why it's in her name, if anything were to happen to her, she could get the account quickly. Yeah, well, that doesn't really explain why the Singapore office is in her name, though, really. And it doesn't explain why she got the $108 million forwarded into her bank account. So there's still that.
Assignments, so
no, we don't claim
multi-diverse and multiple all over, but I'm always here in the background.
Oh my God.
And in the foreground, always. Thank you, Chris. And yeah, I loved you said last time your language is Onpassive.
The Onpassive does good things. It made Agent Shilbot a bourbon enthusiast.
That's exactly my thing.
Have fun, Mark.
Onpassive is our language, our common language. Thank you for talking the same language and feeling it in your heart. Thank you.
Thank you, Corrine. Any other one of you ladies want to try to follow that one?
Jesus Christ.
It's okay if you don't.
What
once
was that?
Again, thank you.
We're trying to make them compete. Just saying.
Thank you for showing us the love. Thank you for teaching people.
I'd be over there like, no, because I don't even know half of what this bitch just tried to say. Okay, so I'm good.
The right way. A lot of wrong ways out there. And I think just this panel right here of ladies, no matter Canada, Germany, Africa, America, you're definitely going to make a lot of changes in your communities. And I can't wait to see that. So again, thank you, every one of you. You all brought.
You know what, though, Violet? I would have rather heard from the dog. Okay?
To this table, you taught me many things. And I love you for that.
That is one bitch that I would like to hear from.
Marty DeGarmo, back to
you.
Well, okay. Thank you very much for a great session. I thought it would be great. Once again, I was wrong. It was better than.
Well, look at that. Marty really is a genius.
I thought that's what Onpassive's all about. It's always better than you think. I will tell Mr. Mufara that
they don't need Academy.
This, and I'm sure he's going to enjoy it. Thank you very much for coming, everybody. We will be together again, maybe different people, different batches, but this is people love this and they need it. We need encouragement all the time.
Why? Do you?
It helps motivate everybody or inspire. We're really here to inspire.
Because you have nothing else to fucking motivate you and keep you going in this thing, basically, other than just talk.
Motivation comes from within.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Wow. I was really expecting something more. I don't know why. I don't know why I always have such high hopes for these things. But I was really expecting a lot more in terms of celebrating the woman of Onpassive. We still never found out who the head woman was. I guess now we'll never know. Not another goodbye speech. I know, they went back and forth like 3 times. That was so weird. I swear to God, it was supposed to end like 15 minutes ago. Back to you, Chris. All right, so then this is what I think, and now back to you, Marty. All right, so now this is what I think. Back to you, Chris. Just end it. It's like teenagers on the phone with each other. I love you more. No, I love you more. You know? Stop it. Hang up the damn phone. That's what my mom used to yell at me when I did it anyway. Fruity Loops over here. She is cuckoo, that woman. I'm sorry, all right? But sometimes, you know, you come across a loon. Like, Sherry's a little bit of a loon, but at least she's a genuine loon. This lady is just wacky. She's just wacky. Wacky lady. Just wacky. I haven't seen that much whack in a while, actually. That was kind of refreshing. I knew I could not hear Marty and Chris ramble on again for another live, because I do still watch theirs, and let me assure you, they're all the same this past week. You're not missing out on any. We've gone over everything that you need. Don't worry. As long as Robin doesn't go again, right? I guess, right? Yeah, we can get through as long as they don't. Oh my God, that would have taken forever. She probably would have had a whole other speech plan for that. Because I swear she writes them. All right? She has to write them down. I don't know. She's just always talking down to them. And even in that speech just now, doesn't come off as genuine. I don't know. She's also a wacky lady. So that was them celebrating women. I will not be doing a stream tomorrow because tomorrow is my husband's birthday. But on Wednesday, there is going to be a video going up where we're going to be talking about trim. And then Thursday is my birthday. So I will not be streaming then. But on Friday, we are going to be having an Onpassive Queen birthday celebration. So I would like you to all come hang out with me then. So that is the next time that I will see you. No, I do not go to the club. I do not go to the club at all. I haven't gone to a club since I was 22. And I am 37. So, no, I won't. You've given up on the lives because you're addicted to Mr. Snowflake and the Log House? Well, hey, you do you. You do you. I too watch some Log House, but you know, I like doing my watching from afar. But yes, tomorrow is Trevor's birthday, so I will not be going live tomorrow. We are having a little bit of a birthday celebration for him, you know. We like to do something special for birthdays, so we're going to be doing that. And Thursday is my birthday. He was born the year before me, though. So he's a little bit older than me. Not just 2 days older. That would have been kind of cool. But no, he's a year older than me. So he's turning 39 and I'm turning 38. We're heading into the end of our 30s. But I think I like it. I am going to be partying with you on Friday. Like I just said. We are going to be partying on Friday for my birthday. So that is the next time that I will see you guys for a stream, but there'll be a video or two out depending on how it goes over the next few days. So look for those. And I hope that all of you have a fabulous, wonderful, amazing MLM Monday. Do be sure to go check out my friend, the Recovering Unbot, for other Onpassive coverage. And go and check out some of the other anti-MLM content. Today is the big day that a lot of the anti-MLM creators do post for Monday. So do go and check that out. I was not around. Didn't go to Windsor when I was of age, unfortunately. So I don't know that one, but I bet you Joe would. I bet you Joe would. So yes, have a fabulous MLM Monday, everyone, and I will see you all on Friday to celebrate my birthday. Yay!
My name is Ash Mufara, and I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufara, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
Call me Reverend Jim Jones, okay? Let's go to Guyana, all right? No joke. If that's a call. Hey.
Friend.
In it to win it.
you're rude, if you've been doubting or sighing, or we know who you are.
Stop going there. She wants to be the first to make us look silly. Yeah, Queen of Karma's on there asking for a debate. That's the lady I brought on. Her debate with Freeman and Ash. And another Queen of Karma asking about why don't we answer the questions. I think we've answered that over and over again.
I've been answering them all morning long. It's not the answer you want, but tell me what you can do, okay? Let's do it again. All right, no joke.
All right, this is a great way to start your day. Come here and tune into crazy men talking about their experiences.
Thanks for coming, everyone. See you Friday for my birthday.
My name is Ash Mufari, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
And I'm your friend.
Stop going there. That negative YouTube channel has got more followers on it than I do in my own YouTube channel. It breaks my heart.
And I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufari.
Stop going there. Yeah, Queen of Karma's on there.
My name is Ash Mufari, and I'm your friend.
Let's go to Guyana.